There continues to be a schism between light girls and dark girls.
Team light skin, team dark skin.
They thought that I thought I was all that.
Black women have been cultured to compare and not connect.
They threaten me every day.
But they would take my earrings, so they would split my earlobes.
You don't know you're different until someone tells you you're different.
Oh, poor little you, light girl. I never thought I was any of those things.
You know, you can't choose who you're born.
You're black, but you're not really black.
I don't prefer this complexion. I never wanted my son to be embarrassed by me.
It hurts more when it's coming from your own.
Pretty is as pretty does.
Harriet Tubman said I freed 1,000 slaves, and I could have freed 1,000 more if they only knew they were slaves.
Colorism has roots in slavery. That's because slave owners typically gave preferential treatment to slaves with fair complexions. While dark-skinned slaves often worked outdoors in the fields, their light-skinned counterparts usually worked indoors, completing domestic tasks that were far less grueling. Slave owners were partial to light-skinned slaves because they were often family members. Slave owners frequently engaged in sexual intercourse with slave women, and light-skinned offspring were often the signs of these unions. While slave owners did not officially recognize their mixed-race children as blood, they gave them privileges that dark-skinned slaves did not enjoy. Accordingly, light-skins came to be viewed as an asset among the slave community.
Father was very, very, very dark, is very, very, very dark. And my mother was very, 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 I thought she was a white woman. So that's a problem right there. My mama was light. I did tease her. I was like, you white, and I'm gonna get some DNA on you because you're lying. But now that we're talking about it, maybe that is the thing. I'm trying to be too black sometimes. I've done the reverse thing because of my mother being so fair and people thinking that she was white, because of being teased. People come in my house and they say, why you got so much black art? Why you got so much Africa around you? I never thought about it. But I think I was trying to make up for not being black enough, you know?
I realize that being mixed is both a curse and a blessing. It's a curse because you don't really belong anywhere, but it's a blessing because you get to blend in everywhere. It amazes me how race is subjective to some people. And I was just told recently that I'm not a real black person. I'm not even part black person. Doesn't matter what my granddaddy did or what he was about. I don't know anything about the black experience, and I have no right because my skin color doesn't match. I was led to believe if I was somebody else, my life would be better. And it cheated me out of being who I am, and I'm now almost 40, figuring that out.
I do remember one incident where I just been bombarded with people telling me that I wasn't black, and as a compliment. And I went to my dad and I was like, Dad, am I not black enough? And I just remember he started to cry, and he was so emotional. And he just told me, you are black enough. You are all the black that you need to be. You are beautiful. You are smart. You are caring and charismatic. And don't let anyone tell you any different.
A Negro, a light skin, a brown skin, dark skin, a pretty black person.
Oh, pretty brown skin. I'm pretty for a brown skin.
A red bone, a yellow bone.
That I should have a bigger butt.
That I should have skin. A bigger nose.
Oh, big lips. Oh, the
ears.
The bottom lip.
Big ears. I should be able to jump high.
I'm typical because I played basketball.
I don't sound like a black person. I don't act like a black person.
Yes.
I'm not even black.
The talking. It's the talking that you gotta sound a certain way.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not in standard class.
Oh, my hair doesn't look like black people hair. And I don't dress like a black person.
I've been approached by guys and they've told me you're cute for brown skin. Like, you're not light, but you're not dark, and you're brown skin, and that's interesting that you're cute. And I didn't really know what he meant by that. And so it's just weird to think, like, are all brown skins ugly? Or are all dark skins ugly? Or, like, are all light skins pretty? Because, I mean, not everyone's attractive, not everyone's ugly. But it's like, regardless of what shade you are, there are beautiful people in each shade. And it's just how you think of it. I mean, it shouldn't matter which shade you are. And when he said it, I really thought about, like, does that mean my two friends on each side that are different shades of me look better than me because they're a certain shade? Or should they look better because of what they're wearing? And certain things like that. So it really baffled me.
Yeah. I have 2 examples. The first one, recently at prom, I got approached from somebody who is multiracial, and I had never really talked to them. And they said, "You're not even black," out of nowhere. And they approached my friend Jordan, who's also biracial, and they said, "You're not even black either." And it was mind-boggling because, first of all, I'm African American and white. So technically speaking, yes, I am black. And secondly, being based off of the way I act and the way I speak and dress is not how you should judge somebody. So I just found that mind-boggling that someone had the nerve to come up and say that to me, because they don't know me. So why are you trying to judge me off of the way you perceive me versus who I actually am? And then the second example I have is not really one specific, but it has happened multiple times, is when someone says the phrase, "You're the whitest black person I've ever met." And that's just also mind-boggling because it's coming from the opposite side. It's saying, I'm not my other half of my race. And I just find it interesting because how can you say I'm the whitest black person that, like, just the phrase itself, "You're the whitest black person I've ever met," and you act like the whitest black person I've ever met. It's just mind-boggling that people have the nerve to say that about you when they don't really talk to you or know you as well.
There's times when you don't feel white enough for your white friends, but not black enough to be with your black friends, due to the fact that you might live in a certain place, or you're lighter than others,
or darker than others.
Yes, and you don't feel like you fit in.
Yeah.
With everyone else.
And they verbalize that you're too dark to hang with us, or you're too light to hang with us, when you're just you. I mostly see it on social media, like Twitter, where you'll see hashtag Team Light Skin or hashtag Team Dark Skin, and how more like, well, for both males and females, but male light skins, people think act differently than dark skins. They'll say light skins are more sensitive and listen to Drake and are very emotional, and dark skins are more non-sensitive and more violent, and people prefer the light skins more than the dark skins just because of how much lighter they are, when it really doesn't mean anything at all.
And I feel like there's like flyers for parties where you'll see like team dark skin versus team light skin. And for certain parties, like some people will not let certain girls in because they're dark skin and they don't find them to be attractive. And they'll let light skin girls in instead of dark skins. And it's kind of weird how that happens. And in like celebrities, some actresses don't get certain roles, or like they're put down as being not the prettier actresses, when it actually should just be like their talents and how they're able to act instead of just what they look like. I feel like we don't accept where we come from and us as a people, because I feel like it's other races that see us like as like straight from Africa, like dark skin, nappy hair type, but we don't accept that. Like we straighten our hair and like we become lighter. And like most places, like if you go to Africa, you'll see like most of them have weaves and straight hair, and they have lightening gels and stuff to make them lighter. But it's like we don't accept what we're dealt and how we come out as people, which I think is frustrating because that's who you are and that's who we are, and we should accept what we have.
Yeah, I find it frustrating because I feel like we're all, no matter what race you are, we're all trying to turn ourselves into something we're not. Like, I personally straighten my hair and I'll put bronzer on to kind of make me like the same shade all around. But like, why are we changing ourselves instead of just being our natural self and accepting it when there's people that are just like us? Like, we shouldn't be ashamed of who we are just because I'm a little bit lighter than her. It doesn't matter.
I don't think you have to live with anything forever. I think colorism can be healed, but it has to start in the home.
I love my people. I love all the shades. God made me this way, so I have to be happy with who I am. And it's a journey, and I embrace my brown-skinned sisters. I love them, and I hope that they embrace me. And I want my brown-skinned sisters to stop looking at the light-skinned sisters and like, she thinks she cute. No, she doesn't. I heard that with my girlfriend. She thinks she cute. Because she swung her hair, it was in her face. Or the way she walks, she doesn't think she's cute. She's confident. But I bet you that same sister's at home crying on the floor because we got the same issues.
Whether light, whether dark, whether mixed, whether... There's only one of you. Don't waste your time thinking that you're not good enough. Don't waste your time thinking that you're ugly. Don't waste your time because somebody else is thinking the same thing. So if you're thinking you're beautiful, then you can pass it off to somebody else.
I say consistently that the highest religion on the planet is truth. And most of us don't live in truth when we're looking at the aesthetics of ourselves and we look in the mirror, we have not learned how to love ourselves. And in us not being able to love ourselves, we're gonna lack that self-esteem, we're gonna lack that self-confidence, and that's gonna be a human plight until the end of time.